this is cool. I've never been up here, and I like that there was music playing when I walked in, and like the lighting is just like it's correct. The lighting. My mom is a musician, and so I have some very early memories of music that involve like her teaching piano, and I would sit on her lap and just like watch her play piano, or also try to play piano when I was kind of like pretty young, like 1, you know. So that's an early memory. Yeah, I remember her teaching piano lessons, and then I would kind of like be in the same room, or probably like bother her, ask her for a snack or something. I was very young, and then I started playing piano when I was 2. Not that I was like good or anything, but just like that's pretty young to
2 years old,
to start. So I feel like the music's always kind of been very central to my life. In middle school, I played basketball throughout, like for several years. That's my favorite to play. I played softball, and then I did soccer in middle school, and I did like a season of volleyball and a season of like track. So actually my piano teacher was like, you shouldn't play basketball, and she's like, you can't play basketball because you'll ruin your fingers. And I was like, but I like it. And not that I was like amazing, right? I was a team captain, but I was like not gonna like have a career in basketball. Like I wasn't that good or anything, but I liked doing it, so I was not gonna try to like give it up to play piano instead. But competition in music didn't feel like what I wanted, and I'm happy that I don't know. Sometimes I think like, oh, what if I stayed in the classical music world or something, or like got really much better at one instrument. But then I think like I don't think that was for me. I think I'm kind of more of an eclectic.
How would you describe your relationship with music?
Lately I've had a pretty nice relationship with music, in that since I create it and I consume it, you know, it can be all kinds of different shifting things. And actually, like, I go through waves with both of those roles, you know, and ways that I interact with music. Sometimes I don't feel like we have a great relationship, and sometimes it's like so wonderful. Yeah, but lately I've felt pretty good about it, in that I've felt like I'm reaching a level of like competence with certain instruments and ways of like mixing and recording things that is, you know, I can see the progress that I've been trying to make over the past like several years. So it feels nice to.
Is there a specific instrument that you feel that way about?
Yeah, well, I think I kind of committed to like getting better at electric guitar over the past several years. And I have kind of been able to do that. And then I also picked up a new instrument that's a like traditional Korean instrument that I have been taking lessons in for about 6 months, and it's fun for me to like observe myself in the process of learning a new instrument. And since I've taught music before, I can kind of like approach it from that perspective too, and it just feels like it's kind of happening fast and in a way that's enjoyable and meaningful. And then listening to it, I sometimes listen where I'm like very listening really critically and picking things apart, and sometimes that can get in the way of just enjoying it and like listening to whatever. But other times, you know, I like listening to like all genres, just because it's like I want to know what's there and how it's made and who's doing it, and sometimes like the critical stuff is nice in that sense. But yeah, I can find a lot of things that I like nowadays too. Been listening to like 90s shoegaze like music that is, I don't know why exactly, but yeah.
Do you find that your relationship with music, I guess what I'm hearing is when you're overanalyzing it, your relationship with music is a little more strained? then when it's more free. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, or I just don't listen to it as much, or because it feels a little bit like work. And like I might enjoy it, but I might not have it. I'm not someone who always has it on in the background when I'm in that kind of mode. Whereas lately I've been listening to it more in a just like enjoy it kind of sense. And
how do you get in that mindset? How do you get yourself into that?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out, because I read something in this program that's like about how you have to, you know, a person can cultivate the critical listening, but you also have to cultivate the non-critical listening. And so so I've been trying to tap into that second thing more, like turn my brain off and just enjoy it.
I know for me it helps listening to childhood songs back when I wasn't having a critical ear. It's just like, oh, I just like this because I liked it. Could have been a bad song. Or for me, also movies work that way. Like I remember watching Shark Boy and Lava Girl like 2 months ago. I was like, this was an awful movie, but I loved it as a kid, and it just gave me that frame of mind, that perspective of like why I liked it so much. So I maybe try listening to your old favorite childhood songs.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. I think that's wonderful to just like start with, I'm gonna listen to this because I like it, and then go from there.